The show will begin momentarily. Everyone, please stay in your seats.
Hey everyone, Razzbowski here, and welcome back to Theory Thursday. This week, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be discussing how the purple guy could fit into this whole story, how there is a secret within ENNARD, and many more things. Guys, if you're hyped for this episode, then please hit that like button. It really is appreciated. Let's shoot for 87 beautiful likes. And boys and girls, who have we got with me today?
Of course, you've got Ryan.
You got other Ryan.
And Dorco.
As always, the Dream Team, baby. The Quad Squad is here to solve all the FNAF Sister Location mysteries at this point. Let's dive straight in, baby.
So the first thing we're going to be discussing, guys, is of course the new Animatronics appearance, because we all have our separate thoughts, and it'll be interesting to hear what everyone thinks about this. So let's go around the circle.
Well, horrifying would be the first word. As you can see, this one looks more destroyed than the rest. I mean, the others in the trailer looked a little bit weird because obviously their faces move, and that's got something to do with their mechanics or what they do for children at parties or something like that. But obviously this one is meant to hurt you. It's literally out to hurt you. You can see the eyeball there hanging from the cheek, the glowing eye there representing some kind of death stare, and there's a little of me in every body. Now note that that's two words, not just the one word. So obviously this animatronic, or whatever the hell it is, humanoid, is going to possess these animatronics, or maybe possess the night guard. Who knows? That's what I think anyway.
It's very terrifying, very scary. This is the scariest one that I've seen, and in the whole of the Five Nights at Freddy's lore and franchise so far. It's that terrifying grin, it's the sharp teeth, it's the fact that he doesn't have a body. He says there's actually the word body in the little code, or the sentence in the below, and this guy doesn't even have a body. He's a head with tentacles. He's just gonna crawl through the vents, jump on your face. I can literally see this guy attaching his little tentacles around your neck and just smiling right in front of your face, and then his face opens up, and you're gone. You're dead. You're wrecked. But an interesting thing to point out is that a lot of people have been speculating that this guy is called ENNARD. Now, this comes about because of Scott and his magnificent puns.
Yes.
Now, let's explain this bad boy real quick. So the sentence down the bottom of the page is, there's a little of me in every body. As Ryan said, every and body are two separate words right there. So it's not everybody as in every single human, it's everybody as in the fleshy part of you, your body. Now, where does this come in? We already know from some of the leaked copyright info that ENNARD is one of the animatronics. So you've got intestines or innards in your body, and we've got ENNARD. So a lot of people have put two and two together. You've got intestines or innards in every body, and this is where ENNARD comes in. Plus, if you have a look at all the cables or the tentacles or whatever you want to call them, these are obviously the animatronics innards, and I think this is where ENNARD comes from. Scott is a magnificent punny son of a gun.
We'll link this animatronic with the source code as well, because it's a really important part of that we know that he's definitely in the sister location. But another thing as well is mechanics. I think it's going to be like a spring trap mechanic where you can't see him. Like, it's really hard to find him. So if you look on the cameras, if we do have cameras or the scenes, he might be like hidden climbing on the wall or something, and it's really hard to see him.
Oh, kind of like a spider then.
Yeah, like a spider.
Sort of
like, going with Razzbowski's idea that it possesses like goes inside the bodies and stuff, like innards. Another theory is that it's the opposite. It's where it's for the animatronic. So every part of me is in every body. The body is representing all the other sister location animatronics, and that's why they're all mental and stuff and going crazy, because they've been like
almost like a puppet master as well.
Yeah, like a puppet master. Like he's hijacked the other sister location animatronics, and that's why they're all going mental as well.
Right. Okay. So he attaches those tendrils or whatever they are into the backs of the animatronics or something. Is that what you're saying?
Like, do you know, like ENNARD would have had parts. He would have probably had arms and legs and stuff as well. What we think is that the technician or someone has used those parts for the other animatronics. Kind of like FNAF 2, the theory that the withered animatronics parts have been used for the toy animatronics, and that's why they're all whack job. And that's what people are thinking, that the technician or somebody has used the ENNARD'S parts for the other animatronics, and that's why they're all loopy and like hacked.
Yes, I get you. Yeah, like a transplant.
Yeah, so ENNARD is controlling all the other animatronics.
Okay,
so he's like the boss man.
Yeah. I think what I find most interesting about this teaser as well is the fact that we have one illuminated eye, which kind of tells us that this animatronic is still actually conscious and awake despite how destroyed it is, meaning that it will probably resemble this form as well once we play the game. And I think I think most of the points have been explained that we've picked up on it in our other theory videos as well. Check back on those, guys, if you want more backstory on what this thing is. But what really interests me is the way it's going to move, or possibly the sound effects, because I think this guy might have very unique cues. You might hear like kind of metal scraping down a corridor, and then you'll see him. It reminds me, he's the sort of guy. He's like the Freddy when the power cuts out and it's dark, and then all you hear is really reverberated, echoey scratching down the hallways of him coming to your room, and then the silence before, and then you know what's going to happen. I think this guy will have some horrific jump scares if he gives you one of those frights and the I was going to say the joy, but probably not quite the joy of having that treatment. But either way, he's going to be an absolute nightmare of a character.
Do you think his role in the Sister Location is going to be more important than Baby's now?
Probably not, but I think he might almost be like the Mangle. That's what it kind of makes me think, just because of how the Mangle was important, or is this not the context I'm getting?
I meant like story-wise.
Oh yeah, 100%, because this guy has been withered and damaged the most out of all the other ones, so there's a reason why this guy would have been destroyed. So if it's not in the Sister Location that the importance comes from, maybe it's even pre-Sister Location, which is even more interesting. Like that'd be really cool to find out.
Plus the fact that he's a brand new animatronic and he's been given a special slot. Because we had Baby revealed, then we had the trailer, which we did get with Ballorina, and you got the little magician guy and stuff kind of revealed. But you also, this guy wasn't in the trailer, that anybody's found so far anyway, and he's got his own slot. And as you said, there's a huge difference between him and the rest of them. They all look shiny, brand new, up to date, fixed and working order. This guy is completely opposite. His eyes hanging down, which by the way, I think that's going to stare at us at some point. That hanging down eye, that would be freaky. And he's just wrecked, and he looks like he's out for revenge. That is not the smile of a man that's going to come and give you a little tentacle hug, gently pat your booty with the wire.
Okay, so we're going to talk about the source code in the Scott Games website. We already know that Scott loves posting loads of cryptic things in his website, like FNAF 4. There was some really good ones on that. But we want to focus on the William Afton Robotics. Now, we already know about the schedule and stuff about the Saturday and the Monday Baby and the out of order stuff. So we've all made separate videos on that, so that will be in the description below if any of you guys are interested in that. But we want to focus for this video, William Afton Robotics, and we know a lot of stuff about that from the novel as well, the Silver Eyes, so let's discuss about that.
Yeah, this is cool because this is where it actually gives more backstory. And I think a lot of people, when they heard about the Sister Location, they were like, it's canon, but it's like almost in a different dimension. They were kind of like, oh, well, this is just kind of like a pointless read. Push it to one side. No relevance to the story. So it turns out it's got a bigger relevance than what we might physically see on the surface because, of course, you know, William Afton is the name given to the purple guy. And now that we're getting in the source code this kind of Afton robotics in like a kind of abbreviated style, almost like in a... It reminds me of like a computer space, the way it's all typed. Maybe this guy is still called William Afton in this realm, or maybe we've got like a kind of something Afton. So it's just crazy now, the fact that it's now referencing this Afton Robotics in correlation potentially to the Sister Location Animatronics, or even like, because it mentions just before that Chica's Party World, so it could be even mentioning Afton Animatronics in relation to that as well. It's crazy.
Yeah, I think the whole thing about that alternate universes thing is obviously it's going to confuse a lot of people. Like, if that was an alternate universe, then what you know why is it doing here kind of thing. But the thing about alternate universes is some things are the same, but just the little things are different. That's all that it is. So, for example, in that book, I haven't actually read the book. I'm sorry, Scott. But does he turn out to be a bad guy, Dorco? This guy? Is he he's the purple guy, isn't he?
Afton. He's a bad
So who's to say that, like, I don't know, like Afton in this universe isn't just like the name of the like animatronics and leave it at that? But I mean, obviously that would be a flipping leap because we have now linked that to the purple guy. And I don't know. It's like it just makes you think back to all the other games, like how he knows about the animatronics, how he can disassemble them, how he. You know, how he can do all these things, how he knows so much and gets away with it, like, almost to the very end, until obviously he's demolished in the spring trap. But it's crazy. It's messed up.
It does go back to the points that we were talking about a couple of weeks ago. I think we've talked about it the whole time. Once we had the trailer, we saw that there was obviously this was sort of a factory or a maintenance room or whatever it was, because it clearly wasn't a pizzeria or a place to entertain children. So we always thought that the purple guy might be back in this game in some way, shape, or form, coming to fix the robots or coming to maintain them or whatever. And this sentence here, or this jargled log, it's obviously service, log, maintenance, and I don't know whether that's co-owner or co-coordinator or something like that, but co-owner Afton Robotics. Again, if we go back to the Silver Eyes novel, William Afton was the co-owner of the Fazbear Entertainment, along with Charlie's dad. I can't remember his name just now. Charlie's dad was the co-owner. He designed Henry. That's my boy Henry. He made the robots, and William Afton was sort of the business head sort of thing. And then obviously they were put together. But at the same time, I'm sure William would know how to maintain these robots, would know all the secrets to the trade, and he may not be able to build them, but he would certainly know how they work, how to disassemble them, how to shut them off, and how to hide from them and go into these secret rooms and locations, which is exactly what the purple guy does in the games that we've already seen.
You guys were talking about this might mean co-owner or something. Another way to look at this is the fact that it could be a business sign. Like a limited company is a small company, or it could be a corporated company, which means it's a bigger mainstream thing, which then might link Afton Robotics to all of the pizzerias. This might be like a mainstream, big company producing robots. Which
that's
what I think.
That opens up a lot of kind of plots as well for future animatronics we haven't seen yet still. Like, because, you know, FNAF 3 we had the faces with all the masks and stuff. We haven't seen those guys yet. We don't know if they'll be even in this place. That's crazy.
That's a good point. In all of the Freddy Fazbear games, we don't know who, like, if there's a company who makes all of those animatronics, then Afton Robotics makes sense. Like Razz said, Purple Man knows everything. He knows how to set up the spring suits. He knows how to go to the rooms, secret rooms and stuff. He knows what to do. And we've said this in previous videos that we could be playing as a technician, and then we link the technician with Purple Man. And now that William Afton Robotics is now linked with this, we could be playing as the Purple Man. Another theory is that if this is after Purple Man dies in Springtrap, we could be playing as a son of Afton, still keeping the business going. But if this is pre-FNAF, like when Purple Guy dies, then we could be playing as Purple Man, which would be even more interesting because we're playing as the killer.
I was just going to say, I think that would be the best if we did play as the Purple Man, because then we get one-on-one sort of backstory and lore as to what goes on inside. Maybe not inside his head, because we don't see that necessarily unless we see it through cutscenes, but we can see what he does to these robots to maybe make them go crazy, or maybe we see how he lures the children into the back via cutscenes, because if we're playing as him, maybe we are the Purple Man saying, I've got some cake, little kids, come into my little shed.
Because voice acting has been confirmed to be in the game. So,
hey, imagine multiple choices, and you had to choose a line of dialogue to lure your victims away, and maybe the wrong ones.
That would be dark.
It would be dark, but maybe you got the choice of a morally good ending in which you choose not to kill the children, or maybe you choose the corrupt and terrible ending. It would be a very, very dark story. I don't think Scott will go along that route, but I think there could be a strong possibility at this point that we are playing as William Afton.
We'll talk more on that in just a second. Before we do, I just want to jump back to the whole kind of Chica's Party World theme. Now, there's a big thing in FNAF 2 about, I think it's the 6th day, where you get the phone call asking you to actually do a day shift and like work as like it's a private booked party.
Private party.
And I think like maybe the Chica's Party World, this is, I think, I don't know, something just instinctively tells me this is going to be with FNAF 2 and that sort of era, because like, you know, there's still loads of things in relation to Chica we don't know. We still never figured out in FNAF 4 the thing Scott teased about Chica's beak being missing. Now we're getting Chica's Party World instead of Freddy's Party World, which is crazy. So it might hint more towards, and especially as well, Chica's a female. So again, sister location, females. Maybe we might like get some backstory on what happened after this night throughout the sister location nights, because if we're working as the purple guy, that means we're not in the establishment, which partially explains why we never see him as like an Easter egg or something like that. And you know, this sister location thing might actually be like something he works on during possibly the nights before they go and get sent out to these booked parties throughout the day. And that's interesting. I think now is a perfect time really to move over and talk about who we might be playing as in FNAF Sister Location, if you haven't already got the hint as to who we all might be thinking.
Quickly on Chica's Party World and what you were saying with the link with FNAF 2, how there was a private birthday day party booking. If you have a look at the source code real quick, there's the Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and it says available and private and stuff. So this is obviously some sort of schedule. We don't see anything in FNAF 1 about hiring the place out. We don't see anything in, obviously, 3 and 4. So FNAF 2, maybe this game is definitely linked with the same era as FNAF 2. I know a lot of us have speculated because the animatronics look like they are of the toy era, but with the actual booking of rooms out and locations and potentially animatronics, this Chica's Party World kind of suggests, along with the rest of the source code saying Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday saying available or booked, then I think it's probably safe to say at this point, FNAF 2 and the Sister Location are roughly the same, either year, maybe 86, 87, or are definitely the same sort of generation.
Absolutely, yeah.
And you can kind of say that, well, obviously, if we're linking FNAF 2 and the Sister Location, then the Bite of 87 might have something to do with the Sister Location, and maybe that is why all of these go into maintenance at one point, because something happens, and then bullshit.
Yeah, they all go into maintenance on the Sunday, and that's interesting, actually, because in the daytime, and the party is on the Saturday morning, isn't it? So an event could happen on Saturday, triggering all these guys at once to get put into maintenance on Sunday and figure out what the heck just happened, sort of. That's really interesting, and maybe what that would potentially that's really interesting. All right, I'm gonna skip it on straight onto section 3, hopefully, if that's cool with you guys, because this leads on nicely as well to that almost makes me think that maybe the purple guy, well, I mean, it could go either way. He could have had a plot in this then, because they all go into maintenance and he's with these sort of animatronics, he caused it, or he might not have, and that might mean an upper force has done it. But oh man, all right, let's first dip back though, rather than getting too in depth there, and just talk about who do you guys think we play as.
Well, I'll say the purple guy, definitely. I mean, all of this points towards us being the purple guy, I think. And I mean, the fact that, well, I don't know, I think the only thing that throws it off is when Baby, or whoever it is speaking, I think it is Baby, says, you don't know what we've been through. If that's talking to us as an audience or the player, they wouldn't exactly be saying that to the person that's caused them so much misery. So obviously that's going to be us to the audience. But I just think that with this source code that we have now, this whole Afton robotics, it points to us being the purple guy. Maybe this is us going through the stages of seeing what we've done and living through our hell and being punished for what we've done, pretty much.
I think as we've been discussing, the purple guy does make a lot of sense right now. Another one would obviously be, again, we play a typical night guard. We're sent here to look after the location because every place needs some sort of security system, and if it's the year that it is, maybe they don't or have the technology, or they're not able to afford some sort of external service place. And if they are worried about the animatronics in some way, shape or form, maybe they will have somebody there on site, so we could just play a typical night guard. And obviously, we may see the purple guy come in and out of the place.
That's what I was going to say. Like, if we don't play as Purple Man, I think we'd play as a night guard, and maybe we'd get phone calls from the new voice. If Purple Man isn't phone guy, we get a phone guy, which could be Purple Man. And he's telling us what to do, because this is his place. It's not a pizzeria anymore where phone guy looks after it. This is his factory. So if we do have a phone guy, if it would be Purple Man, that would be really cool if we're not playing as him.
I tell you what, it'd be easy to tell if Scott isn't the phone guy. Then it might give us a massive hint. If the first call isn't Scott, it might give us a massive hint to that. It might actually free the phone guy from these false allegations that have been put against him.
It's interesting as well. The only thing that it makes me point mostly to possibly us playing as Purple Guy. Before I actually get into it, wouldn't it be cool, though, if that means we'd sit down in the office and then the Purple Guy who we're playing as might directly be talking out what he's got to do? That'd be cool. Rather than a phone. That's the only other way I thought this could work if we are Purple Guy. But the other thing that makes me think it would make sense for us to be the Purple Guy is the fact that we go down in the elevator, we make our way to this room. We seem to know what we're doing, and there seems to be just one of us. And the fact that we also go through this ventilation system as well means we know the layout of this place for some particular reason. We know where we're going and things like that. So it's an interesting one, and it makes me think as well the mechanics to that vent. Because, you know, if he is like the maintenance person, he might know how to work these things. And maybe there might be some sort of side mechanic where whilst these guys are going crazy, we might have to fix certain ones up. And if we don't, their servers go crazy and try and kill us or something.
The thing is, though, story-wise, Purple Man knows how to escape these possessed animatronics, especially in the novel. He knows what to do to not get killed by them. So I was wondering, like, why would he, like, just play the role as a night guard and stuff if he knows how to escape these possessed animatronics in the first place? Okay. So unless he doesn't know at this point that
exactly. Yeah, I was gonna say, because obviously we know that he's killed 5 children in the Five Nights at Freddy's 2 establishment.
Yes,
maybe true. He didn't even know these are completely new characters. This baby and all of these Ballora, they're all new characters. So maybe one day he went down, he's off to do some maintenance, and that's when they kind of get taken over.
In the FNAF 2 minigames, for example, you see Freddy roaming around and stuff, and he takes it apart.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. Like, he'd know how to stop them.
Yeah. But the only thing that could potentially change that is the force coming from this new teaser, which says there's a little of me in everybody. These guys have a conscience, so this might be the superior animatronic with the intelligence to cause these guys to override the usual malfunctions, because at the end of the day they're saying things like, don't hold this against us. And as humans, you know, if for example you hear about these prison escapes, you're not supposed to get out of prison, but people still do. They find their ways through years and years of torture or something. So it could possibly be like the development of something, and then we experience like the kind of, whoa, hang on a minute, I had these guys understood, so now why are they trying to kill me, and how am I not understanding what they're doing, sort of thing. That's what I think could also work there.
Well, there we go, ladies and gentlemen, that's been another Theory Thursday. We've been discussing the NR teaser in depth, looking at the source code in particular. Will we be playing as the Purple Man? Will the Purple Man indeed feature in the game? Or maybe it's something completely different? Let us know your thoughts and theories down in the comment section below. And hey, maybe you'll get featured in next week's episode of Theory Thursday. Please make sure you go and check out the boys' channels and their individual channel with Bazamalam and 8-Bit Ryan. They have their individual channels in which they play a variety of games that you will definitely love. And you know Dorko anyway, the little cutie, you will love him. But make sure you drop a like if you did enjoy today's video, and theories, we love reading them. Pop them down in the comment section below. But either way, guys, I've been Razzbowski, you've been the beautiful bastards as always for watching, and as always, the Quad Squad welcomes you in our loving arms. Bye.
Bye-bye.